Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, IMAX 3D. Let's go in. Mixed reviews, but I hope it's good, so let's go inside and watch this.
Unreal. Why 1,000 more?
So before I review The Rise of Skywalker, of course, let me just show you around. I do have the Solo IMAX poster right there. I also do have the Last Jedi IMAX poster right here. And another The Last Jedi banner over here. And also, I just kind of want to show you guys this. I just found this, coincidentally enough. It's like one of those Build-A-Bears, and it's a Star Wars Build-A-Bear. So, you know, that's kind of cute. It's kind of nice to see this from my childhood, like, reappear right around the same time when The Rise of Skywalker, the final movie in the Skywalker saga, comes out. So I thought it would be just cool to show off that little Star Wars Build-A-Bear. But anyways, let's review the movie. Alright guys, so it's finally here, Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Of course, I did buy the hoodie for it. I got it at H&M. It was like $35, and I saw it. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go see the movie anyways, so might as well wear it to the premiere. And I did buy advance tickets for this movie back when the tickets went on sale. I was at work, and I just had to beg my manager to go on break just so I could buy the tickets. And it took me my entire break to buy the tickets because it was like on Fandango, and then they had like this line just to get your tickets, like a virtual line to get your tickets. And I got IMAX 3D tickets, and I was really excited for this movie. Absolutely just one of my most anticipated movies this year. After that last trailer, like, my jaw was like dropped, and there was so much expectations that should have been met with this movie. Now, before we start off with this review, I just want to get something off my chest, out of what I think of the Star Wars movies. Since I didn't get to do a video review on the movies or anything, but episode 1 and 2 are just absolute trash, but episode 3 is actually pretty good. And then of course episode 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy, they're awesome. They're amazing. I rewatched the movies now that I have Disney Plus, and they're really damn good. And The Force Awakens is honestly still one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I love that movie to death. I really just love that movie. And as love it or hate it, The Last Jedi, I loved it when I saw it in theaters, but rewatching it, like, I kind of realized that I overlooked a lot of problems that the movie actually has. So I don't really love the movie anymore, but I still think it's actually a pretty good movie. And as for like the other movies, like the prequels, like Rogue One is it's okay. And Solo Star Wars Story, I actually really enjoyed, to be honest with you guys. As for this movie, like I said, there was a lot of expectations that this movie needed to make, or a lot of expectations that this movie needed to meet to basically satisfy the Star Wars fans that were really upset with The Last Jedi. But not only that, but this movie had a lot of pressure, especially J.J. Abrams as the director who returned for this movie. There was a lot of pressure under this movie and him as a director, because it's the last movie in the Skywalker saga, and you really want to wrap everything up, and you really want to satisfy and please the audience. And unfortunately, looking at the reviews, it doesn't seem like it was exactly that. And I'm gonna admit, as a huge Star Wars fan, the movie I thought was actually, I don't want to say it was disappointing. Like, it was kind of disappointing because it wasn't what I wanted the movie to be. Like, it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It didn't really meet my expectations. But I walked out of the theater, and I turned over to my friends, and I was like, hey, that wasn't that bad. Like, I was satisfied with the movie, but I know there's a much better way, a much better direction that this movie could have went for. I'm sure maybe even if the movie was a tad longer, maybe Endgame level, like 3 hours long, I'm sure they could have gone away with a better cut of this movie. And it kind of sucks because I really wanted to love this movie, and I didn't, just like The Last Jedi, I didn't really love this movie, but I do think it's fine for what it is. And I think that the movie's problem is that since it's the last movie in the Skywalker saga, there's a lot of things that the movie needs to wrap up, and the movie just focuses on way too much characters. The movie just really doesn't know what it doesn't know what idea it wants to focus on, and doesn't know where the movie wants to head overall. And the movie just throws at you way too much at you to process. And not only that, but like there's like one specific death scene that really just kind of pissed me off. Like this specific death scene is probably the biggest death scene of the movie, and it was like something that really upset me because I felt like it was lazy. I felt like it was forced. I felt like they just wanted to do it just cause, and like a lot of things in this movie really do not pay off. Like there's a lot of things that this movie, or a lot of things that not just this movie, but that The Last Jedi built up, that were never really paid off in this movie, and that's really disappointing. Now the whole thing as Palpatine, for the villain in this movie, honestly, let's be honest, they shoved it. They just shoved it into the movie completely last minute, because you could clearly tell that from when they started this new trilogy with The Force Awakens, that they wanted to build Snoke as the new big bad, the new big villain of the franchise, or at least of this Disney trilogy. You could tell that they wanted to make him like something like Thanos, and you could tell that there was like so much setup for his character just for him to be killed off in Star Wars The Last Jedi. And well, mainly I'm pretty sure that was Rian Johnson's decision to kill Snoke off in The Last Jedi. So it felt like J.J. Abrams and whoever else was working in this movie, it just kind of felt like last minute they're like, fuck it, he already killed Snoke off, so let's just somehow find a way to like incorporate Palpatine into this movie. And the excuse that they kind of like used to like, the excuse of that they kind of used for him to be in this movie in the first place, it just felt like they made that up on the spot, and it just didn't feel natural. It really didn't feel like he belonged there as a villain, and it just didn't feel like the plan all along. I have really big issues with that. It really felt like this isn't exactly the trilogy that they wanted to make, or at least the final movie that they wanted to make from the very beginning, and I'm really disappointed with that. Now, the movie does have a lot of really good redeeming qualities, of course. Redeeming qualities, my bad. I don't know why I'm stumbling so much right now. I still love Daisy Ridley as Rey. I still think she has a pretty good character arc. Many could really argue and say that Finn has a better character arc, but I really like what they did with Rey in this trilogy. And don't get me wrong, I also love what they did with Finn in this whole trilogy. He definitely does have a very good character arc in this movie. As for Kylo Ren, what they did with him in this movie was, it's a hit or miss really, but I really love Adam Driver in this movie. Like I love him in every movie pretty much, and the visuals are really cool. The movie itself, like again, the movie does have a lot of problems within its story, but it's still very fun. It kind of, it doesn't really know where it wants to go, but like the movie, it has a story and it plays the story way too safe, but in the end, I was still kind of satisfied with this movie. Like, I didn't really hate it. I didn't love the movie either, but I thought it was an okay movie. Like, I don't really see the hype for this, or all the hate for this movie, but this movie should have been much better. As for a rating for this movie, I don't really know if I want to rate this movie. I'm still kind of conflicted, but I would probably say that the movie itself is worth checking out on a matinee, just to be safe. You want to play it safe, just like the movie itself did. So, see the movie for yourself. You might like it, you might not like it, but just give it a shot. Like, it's really 50-50 between this movie. But anyways, the movie was most definitely worth watching in IMAX 3D. Like, these Star Wars movies are just so damn good in IMAX, and the movie has a lot of depth 3D, and it has a lot of moments where it just kind of like throws things at you, especially in the third act. A lot of the things in the third act were really damn great in IMAX 3D. But other than that, I don't think I'm gonna rewatch this till it's on home video. I'm probably gonna buy the 4K and watch it here at home, but the movie itself ain't too bad, so give it a chance, check it out. Anyways, have you guys seen The Rise of Skywalker? If you guys seen it, what did you guys think about it? Tell me in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.